Did you know that the hip is one of the most important joints in the human body? It supports movement, balance, and overall strength. According to Cleveland Clinic, hips are ball and socket joints that support your body weight and allow you to move your upper legs. Unlike some joints that only bend one way, the hip allows the body to move forward, backwards, sideways, and rotate. This flexibility is important for activities such as walking, running, jogging, and jumping. The hip also plays a major role in sports performance. Athletes with strong hips helps them generate power, speed, and balance during competition. In baseball, the hips help them swing the bat, throw with force, and move quickly on the field. Healthy hips are important in everyday life as well. A professional at Balance Physical Therapy and Human Performance Center explains in an informative video that the hip muscles help to stabilize the knee, especially in a side-to-side manner. All your everyday activities depend on hip strength and mobility. When the hip becomes weak, even basic daily activities can become difficult. Now that we understand why the hip is important, let me tell you about some common hip injuries in baseball players. Baseball players commonly experience hip injuries because of the constant stress placed on the body during practice and games. According to Healthline 2019, a common injury is a hip flexor strain. This happens when the muscles in front of the hip become overstretched or torn. Hip flexor injuries can make sprinting, rotating, or even walking painful for athletes. Another common hip injury is a labral tear. According to a website called Hip Labral Tear by Hopkins Medicine, the labrum is a ring of cartilage that helps stabilize the hip joint. Repeated twisting and rotational movements in baseball can damage this cartilage over time. Players with labral tears often feel pain, clicking, or weakness in the hip. Overuse can lead to some long-term hip problems in baseball players. Constant swinging, throwing, and explosive movement place pressure on the hips throughout the season. Without proper stretching and recovery, small injuries can turn into more serious problems. Now that I've taught you about hip injuries, I want to share you my story. My personal experience with the hip injury helped me realize how important the hip truly is and how difficult recovery is. At first, I did not realize how serious my injury really was. I began feeling pain and discomfort in my hip during baseball activities and everyday movement. Simple things like running, rotating, or even walking for a long period of time became uncomfortable. Like many athletes, I originally thought this pain would go away. It didn't, and it lingered. Eventually, I learned that the injury was more serious than I expected. After meeting with doctors and going through medical evaluations, I found out that I had a hip labrum tear. It was frustrating to deal with, pain while also being unable to participate in sports. The recovery process taught me the importance of hip health and strength. Recovery required patience, physical therapy, stretching, and strengthening over time. So far, I've discussed how the hip is extremely important, how baseball players can experience common hip injuries, and my personal story. I'll conclude by explaining how stronger hips can help you. Stronger hips can improve athletic performance and everyday life by increasing balance, power, and body stability. Athletes depend on strong hips for movement and performance. According to Frontiers, they say that strong hips allow athletes to move more explosively while also improving balance and coordination. Many professional athletes focus on hip strength because it can improve speed and reduce the risk of injury. This website named Why Hip Strength Matters for Everyone and How to Build It says that strong hips can also make everyday activities easier. People with weak hips are more likely to experience back pain, knee pain, or balance problems throughout their life. Improving strength can help people maintain better posture and stability in daily life. There are many ways people can strengthen their hips. Rochester Athletic Club explained how exercises such as squats, lunging, stretching, and resistance band workouts can help improve muscles and flexibility. Constantly training mobility can help prevent injuries and improve overall movement in your everyday life. Even small improvements in the hip can make a noticeable difference in sports performance and everyday comfort.